Three things you can do to never be broke again. The first one is make money with offer strategies. When it comes to money, I believe in offers. By the way, everybody who makes money because of one of two things. Either an offer you've made or an offer you said yes to. Everybody makes money based on an offer that you presented or an offer that you accepted. Everybody. You say, what does that mean? No, Myron, I don't make an offer. You did. You went to, I didn't make an offer. I drive a truck. Right. You went to the trucking company and you said, I will drive your truck for X amount of dollars per hour or per mile. Right? If you work at a factory, you said, I will work for you for X amount of dollars per hour, X amount of dollars per month.
You know, it's funny that that Myron says that, right? I've never thought about the fact that when I go and take a job, that essentially I'm making an offer. I'm telling you that I agree with you on what you're telling me my time is worth. That's a good way of looking at it.
X amount of dollars. You already made an offer. Everybody's making an offer. Here, this should encourage you. Hopefully this will encourage you. Let's say you have a job and you're making $60,000 a year. Okay, you have a job, you're making $60,000 a year. What if you just started thinking of your employer as your main client? So you got one client who's agreed to encourage you. Hopefully this will encourage you.
You know, a lot of people will probably not understand what he just said right there, right? He said, first off, assume you make $60,000 a year. I remember when I made less than $60,000 a year, and I remember when I first made over $50,000 a year, and I thought I was balling, right? But the thing is that $60,000 isn't a whole lot of money, especially when you think about the fact that you're telling someone that is all your time is worth for the entire year. Especially if you work one job. If you work in that type of job where it's so demanding that you can't do anything else, like, do you really feel like that's what your time is worth? I mean, that's for one. Secondly, whenever you take that job, you are coming into agreement with that owner, that employer, on how much your time is worth. So, you know, think about that.
Let's say you have a job and you're making $60,000 a year. Okay, you have a job, you're making $60,000 a year. What if you just started thinking of your employer as your main client? So you got one client who's agreed to pay you $60,000 per year. Wow. If it doesn't do anything else, it should encourage you. Why? Because if you got one person that's paying you $60,000 a year, maybe you can get somebody else to pay you $6,000 for something that you can provide for them that they want more than they want the $6,000, just like you providing a result for your employer that they want more than they want their $60,000. Or maybe you could say,
and that's just one person, right? What if you were able to find a business where you can have multiple people paying you $6,000? Now you get 10 more people, and you got the same $60,000 that you're making from your employer. Now, what if those 10 people? What if servicing those 10 people took you less time than what it takes you to make $60,000 from your employer, right?
Like you could find maybe even fewer people. I mean, more people who would be willing to pay you $600. Right? What if you could create an offer for? You already created an offer for $60,000. What if you created an offer for $6,000? What if you created an offer for $600? You say, well, I don't know what I'd offer somebody for $600. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.